All right, starting 4 p.m. Coalition phase at this point. The French, with Ney, have succeeded. They concentrated all their forces together. Had to sacrifice a horse artillery unit, though, to soak off this unit. But they were able to kick Wellington out of Quatre Bras. He had concentrated all his forces, or a good portion of his forces there. But he couldn't stay there. So now it's the, it's coalition phase. I will say Kellerman keeps dawdling down here. Okay, seems to get in command. So looking at this now, what's the goal here? If this was the end of the game, there's more coalition losses and both victory point hexes are taken. It would be a French victory, clearly. But it's nowhere near the end of the game, and every turn from now on, the only side getting reinforcements is the coalition. So the French pretty much have to hold this. I think trying to figure this out. I'm new to the game, but I'm thinking right now, coalition will kind of peck at the sides and maintain contact, and then as the reinforcements come in, work the flanks to force this French to spread out. That's the only strategy I can think of right now, and also protect their supply source. Of course, this is 10 victory points, so there's no reason in the world potentially for the French to drive up here. If the first corps had come in, there's card play for that. Maybe they'd have the force to handle this and keep driving, but it looks like our French have to defend what they got. And the coalition has to start extending them, nipping at the buds, to try and pull off a victory by the end of the game. So let's look at the turn sequence, and I do apologize for my coughing there. See if I can keep that under control. So weather segment, no. Supply segment, no, because it's not that turn. Nobody's ready to recover. There are lost units, but they have to wait until the nighttime or the next weather segment to get into the reorgs thing. So we are in the command phase. So let's look at the command predicament of the coalition. I will do one thing though. Let's place the coalition reinforcements. Flip. These go to 1101. And they're not moved. There we go. I did that right, didn't I? Yep. Oh, and then this guy comes back. What's his initiative? 2. It's not as good as that. I don't. And we're going to use Prince William to place Brunswick in command. So I don't know what he can do. I'll have to look at the rules here in a second. I'll hold on. Well, that could affect command, so let me take a quick look on exactly where these are placed. Alright, the rules read something interesting here. If a corps officer is captured, place his counter on the turn track 2 in the future. That turn, 2 in the future, bring the leader in at the start of the command phase within 1 hex of the friendly unit nearest to his last hex. Within 1 hex of a friendly unit near, I believe he was like right around here, which would mean it's here, which means he has to be placed within 1 hex of best, so just to be on the safe side, I'm going to put him here. He's not going to help anybody with that initiative rating. And Prince William is going to be activating Brunswick to get these 2 units, and then activating Best. Even though Best can't move, so it's not really critical. So that's where he gets placed. And we can take this out of the way now. And now we're in the command phase. I'm going to make an assumption that reinforcements, I'll have to check the rules again to be sure, but Reinforcements are in command on the turn of entry. So we got Wellington here. Is going to activate Picton. I'll just leave it. I mean, I could have had some fun. Wellington has 4, but Prince William will activate Brunswick, who will activate these 2 units. So all of these units, all of these units, all of these units. Prince William, for his 1 unit to activate, he'll activate him, so he's in command, but he's probably not going to move. This one will have to roll for activation. He may be just hiding in the woods going forward, but we'll fix that later too. And this guy is out of range of all, so he's going to have to roll for initiative 1, 2, or 3 to see if he's able to move this turn. 2, he is in command. So all the coalition forces are in command. 4. Well, they'll get there, but they'll be slow. All right, I did some analysis here. Excuse me again. Best is stuck. He has to attack. There's 8 factors here. Prince William and Brunswick can make it. I'm tempted, though, if they... Well, I can't see the French coming into the woods trying to counterattack. But at the very least, let's see what we can do combat odds. We'll worry about commanders later. 1, 2, 3, 4. I got 7 there. This guy has to stay there to the screen. I was tempted to send this guy down through the woods and start threatening these lines of communication. But we need 1 more factor to get to a 1-to-1. So looks like we're going to have to reinforce him here. Okay, and then this is easy. I think there are, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hurry up, dude. I'm going to need somebody to block this road. And they do form a Zoc here. 1, 2, 3, 4. The problem is I could put Wellington in. He's got such an awesome command rating. And I could put him in a position to make sure that he can activate everyone. And I would like these guys to bombard. So I got to deal with the question of which to do with Prince William's. I was planning on having him just come down here. I don't want to leave him alone. So let's just keep it simple. This may not be wise. Anybody who knows this game, knows strategy, knows rules, if you happen to be watching and I make any mistakes, please let me know. Or some obvious strategy blunders. Yeah, I may reconsider the commanders here in a second. Now here I've got 4 are bombardment factors, so, and Quatre Bras is clear. I mean, it didn't help Wellington defending, but by the same token, we can bombard. Actually, we can bombard any of the French. So what I'd like to do is I'm going to move Wellington off to the side now. This guy's going here. Okay. So we've got the attack on the flank here. And we've got Wellington screening here. And we've got our Zoc coverage. And this is keeping them pinned too. They may have some cavalry here. Yeah, 6. 1. 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Maybe get that far, but that's fine. We can fall back on that way. Yeah, so this is restricting their movement this way. Can one get all the way around? See, that's 4. That's 4 because there's no road. 1, 4, marsh. No, they can't get behind him. So that's still a good position. And if they were trying to attack here, it wouldn't get there. So they're in a position to bombard. They're attacking. And if I put Wellington here, he can, 1, 2, 3, 4, he can activate both his units and he's safe from French attack. So I'm going to put Wellington there. And that now puts him in range of pretty much. Oh, this guy's a problem though. Hmm. Maybe Prince William should be there. He's under Riley, but Prince William can reach out and give him command. Okay. So yeah, Wellington will go here to assess this, assist the stream of reinforcements coming. Okay, like I really know what I'm doing here. This is the first time I played this game. So that is it. And what we've got going forward is we've got an attack here, 1 to 1. And then we're going to do some bombardment of Quatre Bras from here. And I think that only gives we get a little counter battery fire there too. So I'm going to clear the moved markers. I think we did that right. And now we move into combat phase, line of sight. I think we have line of sight there. I still haven't figured out the, yeah, all of these slow Pexes everywhere, but that looks like a solid shot there. And it looks like that's first. So cavalry retreat, no application here. Artillery, the non-phasing player executes some bombardment. Well, let's say these two factors fired on this, but counter battery fire, he says you take half of the defender's bombardment, which is 4, and that is 2, and you subtract it from the 2 firing, and you get 0. So I'm hoping I'm reading that right. Here we go. Here are the rules. The effective bombardment strength is reduced by 1/2 the strength of any artillery in the target hex. Apply any CBF reduction before modifying bombardment for the others. Example, 4 SPs would reduce to 3 if the target included 3 SPs. So effectively, the French artillery here can't fire. We're at 3 hexes here, and that's even a smaller amount, and they would have to fire. Let me see, this is in the way. Wow, this is a little wild here. Let's see. We got 1, 2 there, but because they're at 3 hexes, they're reduced to 1. They're at range 3. I guess I can combine them. Actually, looking at I'm going to say they're blocked by these crest hexes, so they can't fire. So the reaction fire is ineffective. Okay. So now we can do the bombardment, and we have 4 factors with, as far as I can see, no reduction. So let's look at there it is. We're bombarding 4 to 5, and a 3 or greater. Actually, that's the problem with holding Quatre Bras. It's out in the open. So they're going to bombard with 4 factors. With a 3 is an S. Suppressed unit effects demoralization in the next combat step. Well, that really doesn't help us, but yeah, that was. I mean, it would have been. Oh, we can bombard them off that hex. So that's definitely a threat going forward. In this case, they are suppressed, so we'll put a marker on there, but it would have affected if we were attacking them. Okay, I found the suppressed marker off to the. I found it in the module, so now those are suppressed, but I have a feeling that's going to go away at the end phase. And then now we have the attack, and it's 7 infantry. The cavalry is halved, just to prove it. Woods hex cavalry 0.5, but that's what we needed to get to 8. So we do have a 1-to-1. If anything, that'll cause us to, well, shock comet could cause something, but it looks like a DR result's going to happen. But does change AR results to shock? No combined arms or cavalry charges. Okay, so nothing about DR. So if there's an AR, it goes to shock. That's nice. Okay, so let's get the combat results table up. 1-to-1. 5. AR. Oh, AR with an asterisk. Maybe shock. Okay, it is shock. I mean, AR, asterisk, or DR, maybe shock. Well, we're in the woods. It's shock. So we look at the highest. Oh, not great. 3. 3, so we're even. Both are at 3. So we're going to roll the die. There are no modifiers on this. Okay. So 1 or 2. So first we'll roll for the attacker to see if they get anything added. Yes, they do. They're at 5, and the French, they're at 4. So the attacker's at 5, the defender's at 4. That is a DR. So interesting. 1-to-1. We have caused them to retreat. Now they have to retreat to their supply source, so they'll retreat there. Now here's a big question. Advance after combat? I don't know. Then you're going to be adjacent to this unit and this unit. And you're going to suck everybody in for this attack. So I would say discretion is a better part of valor, and we're going to just stay there. Yeah, I don't see yet the advantage. If we're going to pin those units, they're going to have to continue combat, and now it'll be combined with this unit. Yeah, maintain flexibility, they're not going to follow. Okay, but they've held their position, and that's a good thing. Let's go back to the sequence of play. We'll skip the move there. There it is. Okay. That's pretty much the end of the 4 p.m. coalition turn. So, to summarize, they did take Quatre Bras, but it is an exposed position. What the French need to do is push off of Quatre Bras, and then keep screening it. Okay, but they don't want to sit here and be a target, because I think they won't stay lucky for long here. So at the beginning of the turn, I thought, oh, it's all lost for the coalition, but considering all these reinforcements coming in, and this is an exposed position, the actual victory point. This one isn't the chateau. That should be easy to hold. But and they're not going to get any more reinforcements. So, yep, it's definitely not over yet. All right, well, thanks for listening. And again, anybody knows the rules, who listens, or anybody knows strategy, knows the game, please feel free to comment on either rules, mistakes, and or bad strategy. All right, we'll see you in the next, I think it'll be the 6 p.m. No, the 5 p.m. French turn. Thanks for listening.